What is up, everybody? It's your girl, Denise Salcedo and Righteous Reg here for the Instinct Culture podcast, ready to chat some AEW Dynamite. And I'm sorry, I was completely thrown off at the top of this show because I was paying attention to this interview that Cody Rhodes did. And the headline read,
What?
Cody Rhodes felt disrespected in AEW and wouldn't stand for it. So while we were rolling our Blue Chew ad, I was skimming to see what was said in this interview, and apparently he did an interview with on the Bill Simmons podcast, and they put out like a little teaser, like the interview isn't actually out yet, but like he kind of goes into a little bit more, I guess, with leaving AEW. I don't know if anything real concrete is said or if that just that one little clip is what is, looking like it's making the rounds. I don't know. But Reg, how are you?
Why? Your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster. Why is Cody Rhodes talking about AEW? It's been so long. He's the fucking number one wrestler of a different company at this point. Like, what is...
He probably got asked. You know how it is. You're gonna get asked. No matter what, Cody will always be asked about AEW. Dude was an EVP. He's always gonna get asked forever to the end of time.
I'm not mad at him for answering. It's just like, stop asking him about it at this point. He worked for a different company. He should be pushing WWE Unreal or whatever. Come on.
Right. But I mean, I'm assuming if you're on the Bill Simmons podcast, he's going to ask.
Wonder what they talked about. Can't wait to see it. He felt disrespected.
Well, apparently they dropped a 73-second clip, and it said, Cody Rhodes replied to a question not on the video. So the question is not shown in the video, but he said, there's clearly bad blood, but there's also clearly respect and love. And then
he said there's clearly bad blood?
Bad blood, yes. Apparently Cody Rhodes, you know what? Maybe I should just roll the clip. Should I just bring in the clip right now?
Yeah, I'm like, clearly, that sounds...
All right, let me, hold on one second. Let's see this clip. Because it's either going to be nothing or something, right?
Yeah, totally.
So which one is it? Let's
roll
find
that
out.
Beautiful bean footage.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Let's see. Give me a second, y'all.
Faster,
all right,
faster.
So there it is. Let's make it big, and let's see what was said.
There's clearly bad blood, but there's also clearly respect and love. And in the end, the way I kind of see it is, if I felt disrespected ever at WWE, that's one thing. That's a company that was built. Look at this glass. That's the Yankees. That's the flagship of it all. If I ever felt there, I was a number on a sheet maybe. But feeling disrespected at something I built, with my friends and with us, that we built, feeling disrespected there, I wouldn't stand for it. And I think Randy and I both, I'm so blessed to have her. It was one of those where it was, I did way more here than you think. And you're going to find out the moment I'm out the door. I don't believe in the cold-hearted, backstabby type of revenge. The greatest revenge on earth is success. And I feel like we were sitting on something wonderful, something great, a huge, potentially with what I was doing with the American Nightmare, as a bad guy, as a good guy, as something in between. We're sitting on something magic. And if I'm not going to do it in the house that I literally, with Matt, Nick, and Kenny, built, then, buddy, I'm going elsewhere.
All right. Well, there you have it. That clip that is going out right now. And I guess the rest of the interview is dropping at some point. I'm not exactly sure when, but
whoa.
That's definitely going to be like making the rounds. I think it's already getting like a good little bit of traction there on the IWC world. But here's the thing, based off of this little clip of a video, granted, we don't know what question was asked. We don't know what else was said in the conversation. They're going to put out the most, saucy, salacious thing first and foremost, right? But look, I do get that perspective. If you feel you built something and then you're disrespected with that, I get it. But how do they see it? Do they see it the same way?
I have a bunch of questions, like 50,000 of them. But my main question is, who's he talking about?
You think he's talking about Tony?
I mean, what's he saying here, Denise? At the one point he goes, me, Nick, Matt, and Kenny built this thing, and if you're going to disrespect me, I'm not going to take it. Who's he talking to? What's he talking about? Why would he say that? This is, when you said something about when you're like, this could be nothing or this could be something, this is definitely something this is what I said coming into this about why would you ask? No, Cody Rhodes wanted to say this. This wasn't a like, I'm stumbling into this question and I'm going to answer it. This is like, that felt like I've been wanting to say this shit. You guys keep asking me about AEW. And it's because I haven't felt like there's been any bad blood with Cody Rhodes. Like every time he's talked about AEW, post AEW, it's been like, I did a great thing over there. I loved everything that I'd done. I just moved on. It was time to do this. But this energy is like, I felt disrespected and I fucking left. And that's kind of I don't want to say revelation, but it feels like a new thing. I don't think a lot of people came out of Cody Rhodes leaving AEW with that energy that he was giving up.
Has he ever said in a previous interview that he felt disrespected? Because he always kind of gave the vibe of the time was up.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm feeling.
That's the vibe I used to get before. And so him saying this, that he felt disrespected, I mean, I don't know. Is that such a bad thing to say, though? Like, do you think it's bad to say that, like, hey, I felt disrespected?
I don't know. I don't think it's bad to say on his part, but I think it makes the situation look different because, like you're saying, it felt like all this time Cody's been like, oh, it was my time, like WWE, like all the cards kind of aligned. But this is like, I was trying to do something. I was trying to build something. We still were moving along, and I was disrespected. And I got the fuck out of there. That's why I'm like, who is he talking about? I think
he's talking about Tony. That's the vibe that I got. Of course, this is a 73-second video.
Yes,
we could only base it off of what we saw. And he seemed not defensive, but he seemed protective of Matt, Kenny, and Nick. Like he didn't feel like he wanted to trash them or anything like that. This felt like a bigger thing. Like, okay, I felt disrespected. Okay, but if you didn't feel disrespected by these key people, there's only a couple of key people left, right?
Yeah. And like, who else could you be talking about? Whew.
I don't think. Here's the thing, though.
Lots to unpack in there.
Based off of Cody's past interviews that he has done, and he's been asked about AEW to death, he has never said anything bad about AEW.
Never.
Truly. I don't think. I have a feeling that this is probably, like, I don't think he's actually going to say anything so horrible or so awful about them. I don't think he will. I think he'll say things that aren't as bad, but they're going to be hyper dramatized because it is Cody and because it is AEW and because he's never said anything so crazy before.
Right. This is like, if that was all of that he said about AEW, he said volumes to me as an observer and as someone who's wondered about what all happened there. Cause I think it was a kind of an abrupt ending. But the language in this little clip has got me like, whoa, like I'm like, damn, what the fuck happened? Because he was talking in there like it went down, and I'm just curious as to all of this. This wasn't. I mean, for WWE having a big show and it's SummerSlam and you need some controversy going into this, definitely created some.
All right. Well, as you can tell, guys, that's why I was distracted. I didn't play the everything. For those that saw the part where I was going from the watch along to the review, I was reading what was happening there. So there you have it. I will probably hear more about this later on. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and dive into what we're here to talk about, which is AEW Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we had the rematch here. All people banned from ringside. The match between Hangman Page and Jon Moxley. That was the biggest match of the night. It was promoted the week beforehand. And going into this match, Reg, I kept thinking to myself, like, damn, they're not going to be able to do what they did at All In. What they did at All In in the Texas Death Match was such a big thing that how do you follow up a match with these guys, right? Like, how do you do this match? And so they banned everybody from ringside. That was the big thing going into it. And there was a moment in this matchup where there's a ref bump, ref gets knocked out. We see the D-Riders, they're coming in all slowly. And then it all leads to them having Marina give the championship bout to Jon Moxley. He hits Hangman Page with the freaking championship belt. And I'm thinking, yo, if they do some dumbass thing like this and have lose like this, I swear to God, I'm just going to lose it, right? And thankfully they did it, right? But this all led to the D-Riders fighting on the outside and just all the drama and the melee that eventually had Darby Allin from the top of the barricade just bam, splash on these guys. I thought because of that one Darby spot, it made all of the shenanigans worth it. But that's it, Reg. I'm done. I'm ready. Let's move on. Let's have Hangman work with some new people. We're good. We got the 2 matches. They weren't bad. Awesome. I'm ready for the next thing. Thank you.
Listen, rematch next week. Hangman Adam Page and Jon.
What's the next stipulation, Reg?
No, I coming into this match, Denise, I was with you with your concerns of like they had a Texas death match. We saw fucking bed of nails. Hangman Adam Page tried to hang this man in front of thousands and millions of people around the world. Like this was personal, and in order to do following up that with a regular match, it was gonna have to be something kind of special. So coming into this match, it started out a little bit slow, and I was like, I don't really know if that's the direction I would have taken with they've been at each other's necks. They've been angry for months going at each other and like going, what do you do in a regular match? I thought it totally picked up after a while though, like just working again in the beginning, establishing what these 2 characters are going to do in this match and how it's going to be based on. Moxley working the neck of Hangman Adam Page with the pile drivers on the apron, the pile drivers on the steps, the pile drivers in the ring, like all those moments trying to get him to that. Hangman just being like I'm going to rally through all this because I'm the world champion now. Like it takes a lot more to beat me, and you need all the plunder we had in the Texas death match in order to really beat me, and him kind of combining all those powers to win the match. I thought it was a great bit. Like you, I thought the Darby Allin stuff was awesome. He's been kind of playing the background role, the Sting kind of elusive, you can't really catch me. I thought kind of reintroducing him back into it with the big dive, commemorating the last time Dynamite's in this venue in our little, residency. I thought it all was a great way to kind of wrap this part of it up, because I agree with you, Denise. I've been doing bits on here because it's funny, but it's totally time for Hangman Adam Page to be with a new opponent. We need to have the AEW World Championship mixed in something that's not Death Rider centered.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where they already did all they can do. And you know what? It was
everything.
It succeeded. It succeeded. Yeah. I feel that Jon Moxley's matches with Hangman Page are by far the best things that he's done, I would say, in my opinion, the last year. This was the very best, maybe even year and a half. I loved the match that they had at All In. I enjoyed the match they had here today. And I think if anything, post AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley is going in a far better direction. And he's going to go in there with Darby. That's going to be good too. I think that right now, he's going to become the Death Rider stuff is going to become better now that he doesn't have the world championship. And we see that happen sometimes with people. Sometimes their runs are better without the championship, right? And sometimes with the championship, it doesn't just go well. And I think that's the situation that we're going to end up seeing with Jon Moxley, where he becomes a lot more favorable just given the post work afterwards.
Yeah, no, I totally hear you, because sometimes the world championship could be an anchor, because you got to figure out how to book the finish of matches, and you can't beat the champion, or you don't want to beat the champion, and you got to put him in certain positions. This way, Moxley can kind of be free of all that. He could just go out there and like, he can lose against Darby. He could beat Darby. Like there could be all these different outcomes that we're not like, well, he's going to win every match because he's the world champion. So it's going to be kind of a weight off of Jon Moxley's shoulders. And I agree. I think post this, with the success of what all this did with Hangman Page, I think it's going to work out better and greater for Jon Moxley.
So I do want to dive into what we want to see from Darby and Jon Moxley. However, before we get to that, we do got 2 super chats here. We got Uncle Donk, who says that comment is the start of Cody's heel turn. I mean, look, he may be a heel to those that are just like hardcore AEW fans, maybe, right? But obviously when it comes to the TV stuff, there's been some people that are speculating Cody will turn heel at SummerSlam. I'm still not expecting it, but it's 2 different things, of course, on television heel and then, being a heel outside of it.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like you do, Denise. I don't think he really was saying bad. I don't think he was talking bad about AEW.
I don't think so either. He was talking his truth. If you feel disrespected in a workplace, you're gonna say it.
Right. Like, I don't feel like he was like, AEW fucking sucks and everybody that's there, blah, blah, blah. I think he was saying his situation and how he felt on the end of it and what it was. I don't think he was saying this is the worst company ever before these reasons, but people are going to take it that way for sure.
Yo, I can't imagine Cody Rhodes being like CM Punk, for example, where
No,
CM
yeah.
Punk went on he said a bunch of shit, right? Like a
No.
bunch of stuff. I
Right.
can't see Cody Rhodes doing that exact same thing.
No, I don't think this is going to lead to like this tell all and Cody starts exposing all these things. That's not really in his nature. Like, I think this was even like a little bit beyond how he usually works. That's why I'm so shocked about. I'm like, I didn't think Cody would give it up like that.
Yeah, seriously, man. All right, we got Infamous Ritter Loco here who says, I'm out, but gotta say deuces to my favorite podcasters, Denise, the banger, Salcedo, and the man, the myth, the Blues Clues, Righteous Reg. Have a great night and looking forward to this weekend of watch-alongs. Much love and respect. Yes, I will be here, by the way, to do both SummerSlam watch-alongs here on the channel. So thank you so much, Frank. And he also gifted a DWL membership.
Appreciate you, the homie Raider Loco, for all of your contributions throughout today and forever. You're flying and flying back?
Yeah, I'm flying out tomorrow to New York. I get there like around 3 o'clock, and then I'll get there right in time to do the Busted Open show. Get this. All right, so I fly in. I get there right in time to do the Busted Open show. And then afterwards, I have the media day Friday morning. And then I fly out Friday daytime, New York time. I'm back in LA Friday night. And then I'm up Saturday morning at 6 a.m. to do Busted Open. And then immediately after that, however long after, SummerSlam watch along, SummerSlam review done. And then I have to cover the like whatever clips Alex gets from me from the pressers, then do that. Then I wake up the next day, and then Sunday I have Busted Open again. We're doing an additional like show that I'm filling in for. Oh, and Busted Open this Saturday is 4 hours, by the way, not 3 hours. So it's 4 hour show. Then Sunday I have Busted Open, then the SummerSlam watch along, then the SummerSlam review, and then whatever clips Alex gets that I have to edit. And then I have to post my own videos from the media day at some point during that time.
What about like a sleep, like a chill, like in New York Slice, maybe like look at the Empire State Building? None of that is in the cards at all.
No. And then like the media day is not even in New York, by the way. Like that shit's not even in Newark. It's in some place in New Jersey.
What?
Yeah, dude. Like the media day is third, and I didn't even know until I got the confirmation and I had already booked everything. The media day is 30 miles from my hotel.
30 miles?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's wild.
Shit.
It's wild. So I was like, oh shit. So I'm gonna like once I leave New York, I'm staying in the area because I'm flying out of Newark.
That's a sick schedule, Denise.
I know, it's wild out there.
God.
Anyways, we got Frank here who says, hope you did the thing. Charge, but wait for it. Charge.
She waited for it.
I waited for it. All right. So with that, all right, where are we at? Oh, yes, the question that I had, which was, what do we want to see from Jon Moxley and Darby?
Yes.
Reg, I will tell you right here, right now. I think that Jon Moxley and Darby have they have the ingredients to be something really good because you have Jon Moxley who loves the violence, right? He loves to bleed, all of that. He's down to do pretty much whatever. Darby is the guy that really is down to do whatever. Like he will do the craziest stunts, the craziest things. So you got two guys like that. I kind of want to see some magic. I want to see something different here. I think these to me should be like stipulation matches. Not like this isn't to me. This should not be a straightforward wrestling match. Also, mind you, was it Jon Moxley and the Death Riders who tried to run over Darby, or was it Darby who tried to run them over?
Darby tried to run them over in the truck, and then he hopped out.
So we're at the point in this feud. Now, some of you guys may have forgotten because Darby was gone to Mount Everest, but we're at the point of this feud where we have seen Darby try to run over these guys, so they should be hella pissed. Yep. And we also saw them take out Bryan Danielson, even when Darby tried to help and it didn't happen. And then all of that drama. So we're past the point of, pretty wrestling match. No, we need to have a fight.
Yeah, I think that coming out of the story of Moxley and Hangman going into All In, and kind of how Moxley was talking about the entire roster of like, you guys don't want this shit. It's all this. We're the Death Riders. We're going to kind of run roughshod over the company. I think him getting his comeuppance with Hangman, which he's got it twice, is a good idea, but he still needs to pay some more for the crimes that he paid. And Darby is the one to capitalize on that. I mean, they've been focusing on because the goal of Hangman Adam Page was just to take the championship, and the goal of Darby Allin is to kind of dismantle this whole thing, or at least have them turn on Moxley like they turned on Bryan Danielson. Like there has to be some kind of resolution, and I think Darby's going to play a big part in that. I like the angle that Moxley's been taking post All In with Darby Allin of being like, he's kind of afraid. He's like, most of these people are like they're pro wrestlers and they could beat me in a wrestling match and all this shit possibly, but this Darby Allin fool's crazy. He's a loose cannon. He's different than all the other guys. Like he's unpredictable. I don't know what he's going to do, and I like that Jon Moxley's kind of using that energy to move forward. I think that Darby needs to win the whatever feud, and I don't know if you immediately slide him into the world title slot, but he needs to be up there.
Yeah, I think he does. It's kind of hard right now because you still got what you're doing right now with Hangman and MJF.
Yeah.
But Darby's got to get up there at some point, right? So
Soon.
let's switch gears to Hangman and MJF because there's kind of a lot going on here. So Hangman, of course, is wrapping up this whole business with Jon Moxley. But the next guy he has in line is MJF because he's the one who won the Casino Gauntlet and has the contract. But here's the thing, MJF is finishing whatever, or at least we assume he's finishing whatever he has going on right now with the Hurt Syndicate because they kicked him out last week. This week, Shelton Benjamin kind of gave him the boot, not wanting to have anything to do with him. But on top of that, he's still beefing with Marc Briscoe. Marc Briscoe, who has now had 2 AEW Dynamite main events back-to-back, so they're
probably
clearly pushing Marc.
3, because next week will definitely be a main event at this point.
Right. So you're looking at this where Max kind of has a lot going on at the moment, but he's the next guy up for Hangman Page. I don't think that they're going to hold off as long as I originally thought that they would. So
yeah.
I guess what are your expectations there with the MJF Hangman story as well as MJF Mark and MJF Hurt Syndicate? All of those, baby.
I think I want to start with MJF and Hurt Syndicate because, again, for the second week in a row, I've been a little bit confused. Last week, they did the thing where they're in the locker room. Bobby hems MJF against the lockers, and he's like, we don't like your shit. We're tired of you. Essentially, you're out. And so this week, Shelton's like, he goes out to talk to him, and he's like, you gave us this fake watch months ago, and we've known since then that you were on some bullshit. But post that, the vibes weren't that. Like, it wasn't the way that Shelton was talking was like they were plotting the whole time against MJF, and that wasn't really the vibe for a lot of these weeks. It felt like they were a well-oiled machine. They felt like they were in this. It felt like they've switched overnight to this. We now have been watching over you, and that story's kind of, and I don't know if I love it, but it's a way to get MJF out of being in that story, I guess, because like you said, you got to get him to Hangman Adam Page because he has that contract. I do like that being the feud coming out of All In for Hangman too, because I think you need a big superstar like we talked about with Max. He just was in the biggest Netflix movie ever. He's like present. He's outside. He's representing for AEW and for pro wrestling right now. So having him immediately slotted in there is great. They have history. I think all their little promo back and forth has been great. Hangman being the one to get MJF off of his guard all the time, because MJF walks through the locker room, walks through life, cocky as hell. But anytime Hangman's like, actually, you don't really got it, dude. You're all show. This is a bunch of bullshit. You can't really do it. That always drives Max to some crazy shit. That always drives him to being the best Max when he specifically wants to prove Hangman Adam Page wrong. So I think them being together is a great way to do it. I think I do like this point that Max is in all these different stories. He's in 3 different stories, and I think that's the way to do it with Max, because it's about volume with the little amount of time we have with him on TV. So it's good that he's in there. He's in a lot of scenes. He's on TV very often, and he's needed to be because he's a big star here.
Right, man. I mean, AEW is MJF. MJF is AEW is what it feels
exactly.
like. Aside from your Young Bucks and your Kenny Omegas and those people, in terms of homegrown talent, it's MJF, right?
Yep.
And I I agree with you, by the way, where you said that liking everything that's connected with MJF. I'm really liking where we're headed right now, though, with him and Hangman Page, where I guess part of me didn't even want them to rush into it. I kind of like the idea of taking a little bit of time there. I wanted to get grittier. I wanted to get meaner. I wanted to have shades of what they did with Hangman and Swerve. I want to see that with MJF and Hangman. I want to see Hangman bring out a new, maybe more darker, more vicious side of MJF, because we've seen MJF be vicious, right? We've seen him, say mean things on the mic. We've seen him do crazy things and all that. But has he ever gotten dark? Has he ever gone in that kind of place? So I'm not saying he necessarily has to go there, but I do want to see what new things we can get out of MJF with this new version of Hangman Page.
Yeah, I think they needed to tie some loose ends. That's what these couple of weeks post All In is like, you got to finish off the Hangman and Mox stuff completely, get him out of there. But I'm also with you too, because I thought that with the concept of whatever this contract is, I don't know if it's a cash in, I don't know if you got to make the match. I think Max is, if you want somebody to carry that, Max is a good guy because he's a shitty little heel. He's going to be doing stipulations and things anyways with this power, so it makes sense to have it. But I thought that would be reason for them to stretch it. Like Max having this little contract for however time and looming over Hangman Adam Page is a good story in the long run, but I think immediately getting to it is maybe the point, because Max needs something big also. Like if he's in the light, he's on fucking Entertainment Tonight and TMZ and all these things, he should be in the world title picture. So slotting him in there immediately also does make sense. So I don't know.
Yeah, right now's the time, man. We were talking about this during our watch along, but they announced that Happy Gilmore 2 is the most viewed ever Netflix movie, beating out freaking Bird Box, bro. I remember Bird Box was like the movie, and God knows which other ones, right? There's been a bunch of good ones that came out on Netflix.
Do you know how many people have had to watch? If that's the #1 movie on fucking Netflix, do you know how many people had to have watched that?
I don't know. Millions? Millions and millions.
So many fucking people watch that.
That's the thing, though, is that MJF, he wasn't just a one-line kind of a guy. No, he was in the movie and was, part of the, the main focus cast and all of that. I thought he did a really, really great job, by the way. To me, it felt like he was made for that role of being like the doofus son of Adam Sandler and all of that. It was fun. It was enjoyable. And so I think that they should have done a bit where I think they should have flaunted that more. I think that's one of the things that I wish AEW did more of. Did take a little notes from WWE, and we mentioned this when Darby climbed Mount Everest. Brag about that shit. Brag about it. Like there should have been footage of Max walking the red carpet at Happy Gilmore. There should have been pictures of him with Adam Sandler. Dude. People, right? And they should have really been, really just hamming it up, right? And feeding to that ego. And especially MJF, he's the perfect person to feed his ego.
Yeah, that is one thing that I'm with you that AEW, I think they need to improve on. I still would be toting Darby Allin climbed fucking Mount Everest. That wasn't a regular thing, dude.
They still haven't really toted it,
They still haven't, dude. He could have died up there. And even every time he planted their fucking flag up there, he didn't just go up there to dance. He went up there with their flag and was like, AE fucking W. And they're still just like, oh, that was fun. That was cool.
You know what? Now that I think about it, in the span of a few months this summer, you had one of your talents climb Mount Everest. One of your talents be part of one of the biggest Netflix movies ever.
Yeah.
And you're not bragging about it?
Dude, I would have Adam Sandler do a drop saying I was happy that MJF was there. I would have had him walking the red carpet. I would have fucking said, go watch Happy Gilmore. Like it would have been something to that T of this is a big deal. This isn't a regular thing. Like him being in this movie, it's a gigantic movie. It's a Sandler movie. It's a sequel. Like there's more that should have been celebrated, but AEW just doesn't get down like that. And I'm okay because they overdo it in other places. So,
but come on, in situations like this, overdo it.
This is different, though. Yeah, you should overdo it.
Because it makes the company look even better.
Right, like one of your guys was in this.
Yes, and Samoa Joe's in Twisted Metal. Like throw that in there too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know wrestling companies are always looking for mainstream publicity and trying to, be in the mainstream light and all of that and look the shit. Bro, like this is the time to
they're mainstream, and then they're just like, oh, okay, it's all right, it's chill. I'm like, this is all you guys ever want us to be in the mainstream.
So funny. Oh my gosh. By the way, thank you so much to Corey MacArthur, who just gifted a DWL membership. Very cool of you, Corey. All right. So with that all being said, we do got another super chat. This is from Hassan Batla, who says, we want Adam Sandler feuding with Mox.
See, looking, if Adam Sandler made a cameo and was out there fucking with Mox, we would love it.
Yo, freaking Bad Bunny was in that. Bad Bunny was hella funny. Oh my gosh. He was so good. I loved it. Thank you. I mean, Taylor Swift promoted the movie, by the way, because Travis was in it. That's okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I was planning on watching it already, but I would have waited like a week, right? Then when I saw Taylor post about it in her stories, and she was saying how funny it was, and I was like, oh my God, we gotta watch this movie right now.
Oh my God, she can get you to do anything. This is a cult. This is how a cult works. You guys.
Oh God. She recommended one movie and I tuned in. I'm sorry. My apologies.
You think she did it for free?
Her boyfriend is in the movie, and she promotes she's promoted her ex-boyfriend's movies too in the past, or she promotes her friends' albums on stories and things like that. She don't need the money, Red. She's a billionaire.
Free post from Taylor Swift, even if that's your girlfriend?
Sure. I don't think she minded doing that. Plus, she's also like good friends with Adam Sandler. Like, I saw Adam Sandler there at her premiere.
Oh, that's right. The Sandman.
Yeah. Adam Sandler walked in and I was like, oh shit, it's Adam Sandler.
The fucking Sandman. But yeah, what the hell, dude? Say something about Adam Sandler on your show.
All of it. All the things. Oh, man. All right. We got Ten Ruza here who says Levesque told Cody to try to cool down the hot AEW. I mean, we don't know that, of course. They didn't include that in Unreal.
That's a fact.
Imagine they would have had something like that, like a segment where Triple H is looking at it and going, we got to kill this little company.
I'm still in shock, honestly, at what Cody says. I need to really digest it because he was talking in there.
Well, we'll see what happens with this interview, and it's either going to be a whole lot of something or a whole lot of nothing. We'll
Cody
find out.
Talking? Oh shit!
Ten Ruza, thank you so much, man. All right, so oh man, good stuff. All right, you broke me, man. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore on this show. My brain went to Happy Gilmore and it never came back.
We are not talking about Happy Gilmore for the rest of this.
This is going to turn into the Happy Gilmore 2 review. All right, the Young Bucks versus the Outrunners in actually a pretty fun matchup. I'm not going to talk any shit on it. I had a good time. The Outrunners impressed me. I even became a little bit more of an Outrunners fan right now.
She said an actual pretty good match, but the greatest tag team of all time, an actual pretty good match? Come on, you guys. No, hilarious bits in this with the Young Bucks getting the jobber entrance, no song, no anything, and then it's saying talent name and just social media on their little lower third. Great bits. But this is legit. I feel like I'm saying it every week now. This is what brought us to the dance. This is classic Young Bucks, a tag team match with some time that they get to establish, that they get to tell the stories, that they get to show what these big moves are leading to. Like, this is the good stuff right here. Getting the crowd super into the Outrunners, which they already are, but in the Young Bucks way, where a lot of people wanted the Outrunners to beat the Young Bucks here. And there was a legion of fans where I think were like, this is the Young Bucks match to lose. And I'm like, that would have been crazy if they would have done that. But I think that building this, letting the Chicago fans get into this match and establishing some time is great for this tag team tournament. You said, is this leading to the Young Bucks and FTR? They did a promo eventually on the show here where they kind of stared down each other, talking about old relationships and things. So they're telling us maybe, but I think that might have been a little trickery for us.
Maybe. Okay, so we kind of got a lot that happened after this, by the way. And you're right.
Yeah.
Some fans were mad that the Outrunners didn't lose. Like, there was a pretty interesting reaction to that. But the other thing that occurred during this, and we were kind of looking at each other like, really? Right now? What's going on here? Okada went out there and decided to help out the Bucks in attacking the Outrunners in a post-match angle, right? And I thought, man, why does Okada care so much about helping them specifically here right now?
What's he doing here?
Right. And of course, we know they're all part of the same group and they're friends. We know that. But Okada isn't always out there. And then from the looks of it, it was a plan to get Swerve out there. But then when Swerve gets out there, him and the Outrunners beat the shit out of Okada. And so Okada ends up looking like he's just holding on to his balls there. And speaking of balls, Swerve did a swerve stomp on Okada, but went went balls first into Okada's face.
Speaking of balls, hell of a transition there. I didn't know that's where we're going, but that's where we went.
Bro,
amazing stuff.
They made Okada look a little goofy here.
It was a
I
little
wasn't
bit
here
silly
for that.
though, because Okada goes down with the Young Bucks and he's like setting it up. He's running shop. He's like, all right, let's get him. Let's do this. But by the time Swerve gets down there, he's on the defensive. They knock the Young Bucks out with one clothesline and they're already beating Okada's ass. It did happen kind of quickly, but I'm not mad at it. It made Swerve look cool. Anytime he could come in, look cool, do the big stomp from somewhere, preferably to the outside and look cool and make a meme out of it, I feel like that's a success. And that's what happened here. They're slowly building towards this Swerve and Okada match, and that shit's amazing. So all this is just extra whipped cream on top of this delicious coffee. I don't know.
What? All I'm saying is at least someone came out looking cool out of this, but I would have gone back and just maybe added a little bit more for Okada here. Just
let them beat him up a little bit more before Swerve comes down. Yeah.
It was just it made Okada look hella silly. Like bro had a plan and his plan did not go through.
Bro had a plan.
He did though. He thought he was so smart. I'm gonna come out here and attack the Outrunners.
Yep.
But whatever. All right, that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Cage cut a hell of a promo, man. A pretty lengthy one at that, too, where he's talking all this shit about mainly his former children, Kip and Nick, and specifically Shayna. But here's the thing. You got a little graphic with Shayna. He was talking about holes, and I don't even want to get into the nooks and crannies of how he described what he described.
Talking about some nook and crannies for sure. Yeah, definitely. That's what he was talking about.
I'm not going to talk about Shayna like that on this podcast.
Don't you
here,
dare.
Okay? I'm not going to do that. But we were kind of thinking in the beginning that Christian was about to cut a babyface promo and he said, I'm an asshole. We thought he was going to acknowledge that, but instead he leaned right into that. Reg, what'd you feel about this promo?
See, I was saying that I think he was towing the line between heel and babyface because he'd say like a babyface thing, but then immediate heel thing. And then he'd say a babyface thing, then immediate heel thing. Like the stuff what he was talking about, Nick Wayne, it's like, yes, I'm hating Nick Wayne off of the shit that Christian Cage is saying. He's right in character. Like he's just a little shit. He's blah, blah, blah. But then he also got into, you are better than me. I was with you for a reason. You're the prodigy. You are next up. When it's like, okay, I agree with you again. So it's like he's taking you on this roller coaster. But I guess I'm kind of confused as to, because this is leading to Christian and Cope, right? But then like he's locked in with FTR, and then they did the Hurt Syndicate thing last week. So I'm like, I don't know what characters Cope and Christian are playing at this time. Like, I don't know.
And where's Cope, by the way?
They want us to like these guys, which is like, yes, and we're going to when they get back together, but it's like they're being assholes, both the characters. So I don't know what, like, am I supposed to cheer for these guys?
The
what is it?
crowd was booing Nick Wayne when him and Kip and they freaking concertoed Christian.
So look, I don't know what to do because like I said, the crowd is thinking that Christian's cutting a babyface promo. They're saying fuck Nick Wayne.
Promo. It was not a babyface promo.
They said fuck Nick Wayne when he came out. Like the crowd was like, yeah, Christian's right. Fuck this fool.
Why? None of it makes sense here. Why was the crowd saying F Nick Wayne?
He did wrong, even though, like you said, he was just standing up for himself. This guy talked crazy
and
about
his mother, not just himself, and his mother.
And his dad. I'm like, this guy talked crazy about my mom and my dead dad, dog. Fuck this fool. And the crowd's like, no, fuck you, actually. You're wrong.
What is happening in Chicago? Someone call Phil Lindsay. Call Phil Lindsay. What are your people in Chicago doing?
But I thought it was a great bit. Christian was fucking destroying it. Like this character that he's playing is amazing. The promo was awesome. Like he hit all the beats. I hated him. I loved him. I hated him again. Like it was a perfect heel promo and for what he's doing. I thought it was awesome.
We got Tenruza here who says, hope that by at World's End, Eddie Kingston, Jack Perry, and Jay White are back. Yeah, sure.
Eddie Kingston. I think I don't know about Jack Perry. I don't know what the fuck is going on with him.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I
felt bad though. I'm always rooting for Jay White. Out of all
Me
those names,
too.
I would be most thrilled to see Jay White back.
Love Jay White. I think he needs to come back, and I think he needs to be on top.
Facts. Thank you,
Mhm.
Tenruza. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's get into the women because the women kind of kicked ass today, as they usually do. But we had Timeless Tony Storm team up with Alex Windsor versus Athena and Billy Starks. And my biggest takeaway of this whole match was I am an Alex Windsor fan.
Yes.
She won me over very fast because she just moves differently in the ring. And I like that. She moves with attitude and she
Yes.
lays her shit in. And I like that. I like the way she moves.
I like the way she moves. Yeah. No, she's just a aggressive wrestler. Like, you see wrestlers of all skill levels, and when they start to get it and what really makes a great wrestler, and intensity and fucking aggressiveness and all the things that Alex Windsor brings.
Integrity, and intelligence.
The three eyes are what makes Alice Windsor great. She just has that, like Denise says, some kind of factor where you want to watch her, you want to see what she's doing, you want to keep your eyes on her. When she's in the ring, you're like, damn, who's this person? She's kind of like all over the place, but she also fucking throws hammers, throws strikes like crazy. She has a lot of personality out there. Like, she's a really great, talented person. And she was out there with fucking Tony Storm, who commands everything. And so to stand out on a tag team with her, I think says a lot about Alex Windsor. She's going to be a great force in the women's division. I expect her to be one of these champions very soon, just because she fucking totally got it. My favorite part of all this is, again, Athena's on fucking TV, you guys. We talked for years at this point about just wanting her to. It feels weird saying that, but that's real. Like, we've talked for years about wanting Athena to just be on TV, on the featured Dynamite, on Collision, to be worth something. And it now finally feels like that. Her and Billy Starks have been doing some great work on ROH for so long. So for them to get showcased on this, I think is perfect. All the promos and stuff she did with Tony, she feels comfortable. She's ready for this moment. I thought this match was awesome. They were doing a lot of great stuff, a lot of hard-hitting moments like you would expect from these four women. Seeing Tony Storm hit the O face and get the big victory over seeing Athena get the big victory over Tony Storm, I think is great for this feud. I also, with her contract, don't know when she's going to cash in. I don't know what it means. I don't know what any of this is, but her consistently being featured with the top woman of the promotion, I think is awesome for her. And I just love that that's continuing here.
Yeah, man, I think you're right on all of those. All those girls are kind of reaping some sort of reward there. Alex Windsor, I've never heard her cut a promo or anything, so that's the one thing I'm still waiting on to kind of see like what she's all about, because I don't think I've ever heard her cut a promo. So I'm excited for that. I want to see her work with Jamie Hayter. I want to see her work with Chris Statlander. I want to see all of that. Billy, I kind of want to see her get into it with like the younger girls, like your Julias, your Skies, those types of girls. I want to see that for them. And then Tony and Athena, I think that Tony and Athena we know the match is going to be good. And I think that the only thing that's kind of taken a second is kind of building what makes this particular feud special, right? Because for example, like Tony and Mariah, their friendship and turned enemies was what made their feud special. With Mercedes, two mega stars. Okay, so now with Athena and Tony, what kind of story are they going to tell specific for Athena and Tony? That's what I'm interested in there too. Like, how are they going to make it their own? And I want to see Athena make Tony sweat. Like, I want to see her make her maybe be a little bit nervous that, hey, you know what? This is such a really great wrestler, and I've been in there with these really great wrestlers, but damn, this one here, just to kind of give a little bit of an extra rub to Athena, because mind you, Athena is a girl that you heard, hey, she's had great matches in Ring of Honor, and maybe some of them saw her as Ember Moon in WWE, right? But now I hate to say this, but it's almost like restarting from scratch because there are a lot of people that me, for example, that did not watch Ring of Honor. So you got to start from scratch and you got to tell the people of Dynamite that are only Dynamite viewers, hey, this is why you should be interested in Athena. And they had a great start with her match with Mercedes, but I think we need to keep doing that every week, especially right now that she's in a position like this. But so far, I got to tell you, I'm a fan of what they're doing with Athena and Tony. Just a couple of things that I kind of want to see on top of it, just to keep making things bigger and grander.
And that's the way to do it, I think. Having the biggest star in the company, Tony, be like, there's a reason that Athena got sprung immediately into this. There's a reason that she's a threat for my championship, and I'm going to have to really bring it in order to do it. I think what, like you were saying, like the story of her and Mariah was kind of the friendship thing. The Tony becoming timeless played into that. Mercedes was like, who's the biggest women's wrestler in this? I think Athena and Tony needs to be fucking the best wrestler. Like, you were the queen for so long in Ring of Honor and you beat so many people. Can you do it up here at the highest level? Can you bring all that you brought to Ring of Honor to me, and can you be it? But Tony has to feel some kind of sense of urgency, though. I do agree on that point.
Yeah, I like that sense of energy. And with that, we end our AEW Dynamite July 30th show here. Seriously,
July's over.
Oh, shit, you're right. No, there's still tomorrow.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, there's still tomorrow. But seriously, guys, thank you as always for tuning into the show. Before we wrap things up, I do want to remind everybody a couple of things. The first one is, if you enjoy this podcast, even if you just watch on YouTube, please head on over to the Apple Podcast page and leave a review. As long as you do it in the app, you're able to leave like a 5-star review. If you feel like it's 5 stars, you can say a nice little message. We really want to feature some of these on the show and really try to grow the podcast as well. So please make sure you guys do that. And then also, I am creating additional content over on the Patreon page. I got a lot of cool ideas. Reg and I are going to start also going back and watching some Dynamites also on the Patreon. Yep. We're going to get started on that hopefully after SummerSlam, because that's when my schedule opens up. But if you haven't checked out the Patreon page, you could become a free tier member. Like, you don't even have to pay yet. Like, you can go and see what I post. And if you like what I post and you want to see more, then you can become a paid member if you're, wondering about that. And then last but not least, if you haven't already, at _ Denise Salcedo on Instagram. I'm really trying to grow my Instagram page, guys. It's really hard out there. Sometimes a lot of companies, they don't really care that you have only, they don't really care that you have, all of these followers that cover pro wrestling, that follow pro wrestling on YouTube. They care about Instagram numbers and TikTok numbers, which kind of sucks sometimes, right? Because you're doing the work, but if your numbers are not like at 1 million or something, they kind of tend to disregard you. And I'm tired of these companies disregarding me. So I'm pushing even fucking harder on that end, because I was kind of dissed a little bit in the last couple of weeks because of it, and it's starting to get a little frustrating for me. So,
and you got numbers, dude.
I'm pushing really, really hard. I know I got numbers, but
what the fuck?
You know how it is. It's tough out there. It really is tough out there. So just please go follow. That's why I'm pushing so hard on the Twitter and Twitter, Instagram, and all the socials and the podcast and all of that. So yeah. All right, Reg, what do you got going on? Tell the people.
This week is just Grapsity regular. I don't think there's anything else going on. I'm not covering none of the shows y'all want to watch. So catch me next week on here.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And I will see you guys back here for SummerSlam coverage, watch alongs, and keep an eye out for interview content and all of that stuff coming up. Bye, everyone.